Hello everybody, welcome back to FX Street. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top gainers, the top losers. It's Monday and that's what we do. We'll take a look at the screeners, we'll take a look at the top gainers and losers, and then I kind of give you like something that I'm looking at. It could be an altcoin outlook, it could be Bitcoin outlook and whatever, that kind of stuff. So now we're going to be discussing the top gainers, right? The last week's gainers were Tron, obviously. Makes a lot of sense since Justin Sun launched a stable coin and provided somewhere between 20 and 30% APRs for his whatever that's called, the pool, right? So yep, so Tron casually rallied 24% over the last week, and right now it's already starting to show a lot of signs of exhaustion, and the price is at 0.08, right? Even though like it's been only a day, it's not even been a day since the start of the week, there is a decent amount of buying that's happening, as you can see here from the lower wick. But then again, the sellers are still in control, right? So let's take a look at Tron. I'm actually trying to find the chart that I used. Second. No. Okay. Right, so from a short-term perspective, I think I did a coin. I mean, I think I did analysis for this last Monday because it was top gainer as well. Right, so yeah, what you're seeing right now is like a struggle around this 0.08 resistance level here. As you can see, this was really good support back in 2021, August and December 2021. But since then, like the price has breached, tested it as resistance level, and now we're finally back testing it at resistance level. I'm sorry, right? So right now the price kind of is like in between. Like there's a lot of buyers and sellers. And the market is currently extremely choppy. So you could get chopped out of your position. So I would recommend not trading futures for this coin. So what's happening right now is if the buyers fail, and I believe there's a good chance it could fail, I believe the price could come all the way down here to 0.07, which was like a good range formed back in the early 2022, right? So I still believe we could come down and pause around this level here. Pause around 0.07, but eventually I believe, you know, yeah, so this is where I expect the price to kind of stabilize. In some cases, very less cases, there's a very low probability the price could head down to the 50 retracement level here at 0.06 or 0.064. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like, there's not a lot happening for Tron. I don't see why the price is going to skyrocket, mainly considering what's happening with the Bitcoin market and the way it's crashing. So expect a retracement down to 0.071. And if you are lucky, if you're not lucky, obviously, it could come down to 0.064. Like people who are shorting, you should also pay attention to these two levels here, 0.061 and 0.064. Yeah, I don't see it heading all the way down here unless like Bitcoin crashes down to 30K, in which case there is a good chance for market makers to push the price below 0.057. Basically, collect liquidity was in here. And in a dire case scenario, it could go down to 0.0509. So that is pretty much it for Tron, guys. Let's move on to the next one, which is ALGO. Right, so ALGO moved below the 0.67 support level and collected liquidity resting here. And this was a really good like textbook triple top setup or triple bottom setup. And now that the price has done that, right? The last time we discussed this, I was kind of expecting the range to be formed somewhere around here, but obviously the price were quite a bit. From the range, swept above the range high, and now the price is back inside the range. So what I believe is going to happen next is it's going to come down here, fill this fair value gap present between 0.067 and 0.06364, stabilize here, and then try to move higher. Right, this is a short midterm outlook for ALGO that I'm kind of looking at. So yeah, upside cap at, again, if we get a retracement down to 0.06, 0.64, I think that it's a good buy considering how the market is. But for algo to actually head down all the way down to 0.0537, I think something like this could play out. Come up here, up from a triple tap, and then come down here. Right, so this is a perfect scenario where you have a high that forms, and then there's a deviation above the high, and then a retest of the high, right? Again, I'm not saying the price should come down here. It could bounce off of this level here at 0.063, or it could just do something like this and then do this and then boom. Yeah, so any of these scenarios could play out. So just wait for a retest of the range high for the third time. That would be your cue to short algo. I think shorting now would be a really safe way to play the market, considering how extremely bearish everything else looks. Right, so let me just set an order for this as well. 0.7424. Okay. Okay, ALGO's done. I think I did some sort of mistake. Okay. Cool. The next coin is CRV. Let's see how much CRV gained over the last week. 13%, but at one point in time it was up 30%. God, that's really good. Right, so pretty simple. Algo curved Dow or CRV token has been traversing this descending parallel channel, and the middle line seems to be extremely supportive as price has bounced off of it not once but twice, thrice, and 4 times. Right, now we're having a crisis of faith, and the price is getting rejected off of this upper trend line again. So yeah, I think it could continue going lower, but I think we have to take a look at it from a lower time frame to find any ideal setups. So the price has tried breaching the 2.14 support level for quite some time. As you can see here, it was first formed here and then tested it again, bounced off of it, deviated below it, came close to testing it again, deviated below it again, and now the price is back up again and is very close to retesting this level again. Right, so there is a good chance if we lose this, there's a good chance price could move down, retest the lower trend line, but I think we should pause that and look at it from a 1 hour time frame because I see a clear, extremely good triple tap setup. Right, you have a low that forms a deviation below the low and then a retest of the low. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and if it's actually going to rally next. So I've been constantly monitoring this bullish divergence that I'm seeing here where the price is forming the lower low and the RSI is forming a higher high. This indicates that the momentum is rising, but the price is going lower. So what usually happens when this forms is the price pops up, right? So I'm expecting Bitcoin to head up to at least 35.7, right? And in that case, I still believe that there's a good chance price could, if this happens, right? There's a good chance curved Dow token could also ride the momentum and make it one higher, right? If not all the way up to this level here, because this is where the liquidity objective is, I think there's a good chance price could at least head up to this level over here at roughly 2.3. Let me just draw a line there. I think 2.3 is a really good setup. So let me just quickly this, right? And since I'm conservative, I'm going to be booking profits up here, which is a good scalp. But if you want to play it risky, you could, a little risky, not a lot, you could take profits at 2.4 or around here, 2.43. But then if you are willing to risk it all, you could do profits at 2.51, which would be a 5.48 trade. right? Again, going back to the conservative outlook, you are looking at a 2.4 hour trade for scalp trade for CRV. So let me just add another look for this, which is 2.18. Okay. Yep, that is it for CRV token, guys. I'm gonna take a look at it from a lower time frame perspective. On a 1-hour time frame, there's a chance the price could, right? Assuming we get a retest of this, there's price could rally 6% and 11%, or it could go all the way up and rally 15%, right? So it's worth mentioning, and it's also worth keeping this on your tabs and watch list. So that's it for the top gainers. Let's take a look at the top losers. Jeez. So ApeCoin dropped versus ApeCoin dropped 30% last week, and right now it's back at testing the 10.6 for support level. Right. Let me just quickly give you an overview. This is the top. This is the range high at 14.4, range low at 9.6, and we have another support level here at 10.6, a resistance level at 12.28. Right, and if you look at it from a daily time frame, there is a buy signal that's popped up here for the GD sequential, or like the MR indicator, whichever you want to use it. Both basically use the same methodology to calculate buy signals. So there is a good chance price could head higher. From a conservative standpoint, like I mentioned, from a conservative standpoint, you could see price heading back to 12.8, which from the current position would not be a lot, just a 9% upswing, right? But then if you look at it here, there's a massive fair value gap here that extends all the way from 14 to 15. So that eventually needs to get filled, right? So conservatives, just take a profit at 12.2, be done with it, don't look back at the chart. But if we somehow manage to like squiggle away back up here, then I think this would be a good place to enter on a long, so that ApeCoin fills this fair value gap that is present. So as for the downside, right, there's definitely a chance for ApeCoin to slide lower and retest 10.6, but like the reason that it would do that is to collect liquidity resting here, right, around all these candlestick bodies and the wicks around here. So I don't think it's going to go any lower than this. I don't see a reason why it should retest this level here again. So 10.64 is what I'm expecting the price to stabilize. And as for the downside, I see it head up to at least $12, and a 1-hour time frame, it could go up to 15.8. The next coin up for discussion is ENS, Ethereum service. It also had a massive bump, mainly because of the way investors were kind of looking at it. On the last weekly candlestick, it dropped 30% as well. This week here, April week, there was a really good bump of 58%. Wow. Right, so let's take a look at it from a lower time frame perspective. So I can see some sort of a range that's been playing out here quite some time, and right now we have A, breached the 50 retracement level here at 16.292, and B, if you just take out these trend lines over here, right, and look at it objectively, you will see a bearish breaker from here. Right, again, this won't be confirmed until a daily close today. If we get a close below this breaker here, which extends from $16 to $19, so there's a good chance price could retest this and then make a way down to the range low at 12.585. Right, if you were to look at it from a trading perspective, you are looking at a 1-hour trade, not a great setup, right? But if you know how to evaluate this, you could place a stop losses around the 50 retracement of this candlestick here. You can either do it here or you can do it for the body as well. to save room or save losses for yourself. 17.49. Right, in which case this would be a 2.6 hour trade, because any move above the 50% of the candlestick body, which is a demand zone or like a support supply zone, like basically this is an order block, right? So if we get a 50% move above the order block, I tend to kind of consider it as an invalidated demand zone. But theoretically speaking, I think it should happen. It will be invalidated if we get like a daily close above the boundary of the order block. So in a way, I think there's a good chance ENS could drop lower and retest the $12 level. Right, let's take a look at the last coin, which is KNC, and damn. Right off the bat, I think it would simplify things if we just drew a full extension and use my OG setup, which is this. We are in an extremely oversold territory. Anything above 50 is premium, anything below this is an oversold level. So right now, there's a good chance price could come all the way down. If you look at it here, there's a fair value gap extending from here to here, which is 1.88 to 2.22. So there's a good chance price could come all the way down to the lower level of this FVG, which is 1.9. So from the current position, you are still looking at a 18% drop for KNC. But then again, like as on its way down, price has created a couple of up candlesticks. So even if it does go up, I don't see it going beyond 2.7 or $3 anytime soon. So that is pretty much it for KNC, guys. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.